Guys, how's it going? We just got a really exciting delivery. Check out these huge boxes. There's actually 4 total, 2 per pallet, and this is what we got. 4 of the Monarch 5-foot benches from Country Casual Teak. You may have heard me mention at one point that 2023 is going to be the year of the bench in our garden, or the year of seeding, because you know we've done a lot of garden tear out and starting new spaces and that sort of thing, but we haven't added a lot of seating, and that's something it's missing. And if you have somewhere pretty to go in the garden, you want somewhere to sit so that you can enjoy it. You know, it's one thing to walk through the gardens and do the garden tour thing, that's wonderful, but it's a whole different thing when you can sit and really take it in. Now, I have no experience with this company. We just found them online, ordered the benches, and we ordered them months ago. It was last year at some point. It was in the fall. And we just decided that, you know, if they came any point during the winter, then we could have them ready to go out in the spring. And we thought that we would start by putting these out around the Hartley, in the back of the Hartley, to see if we liked the look of the wood, that teak wood back there. I love it when it ages out gray a little bit. But I also love the black benches that we have out there already. It's a really beautiful look up against the Hartley. It looks maybe a little bit more formal, while the teak might look a little bit more rustic. Our thought process, though, is whether or not we use them behind the Hartley, we need benches out in the south garden. We'll need them in the north garden. So we have spots to use these. And as you can see, it's cold. I mean, we've got a snow floor here. I think the high is supposed to be 34, but it's still, the sun is out, and I'm so excited to get these out. I thought we would just tackle it. And to me, it looks like with how big these boxes are that they would already be assembled. But it does say hardware on here, and maybe the pieces are all just really packed well. I have no idea what we're gonna find. Let's get into this first box, and depending on what we find, if it's a quick assembly, then I might just do it right out here in the snow. If it's not and they're in pieces, I might take the pieces into the greenhouse so we can assemble in there where it's a little warmer. It looks like they're together to me. Oh, that is nice. Oh my goodness, you guys, it came out all in one piece. I wish all furniture arrived this way, even if it had to come in giant boxes, because I'm not a fan of putting things together. So this just made my day, and this bench is beautiful. I love the simplicity of it, but it still has a little bit of detail, you know, in the curve at the end of the arm. And then it's got this little bracket that's got a little bit of detail, and the seat's curved, so it's comfortable to sit in. Oh, I love it. I did notice you've got a little plaque for the Country Casual Teak there. Looks like they just put that on one side. And then here's a little view from the back. And you know, I'm a huge fan of the, is it Lucians? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's got kind of the curved back, kind of a classic look. I love those benches, but we've got 3 of those already. We have 2 in the portico, you know, underneath our balcony, and then we have a black one that we have over here underneath our redbud tree. So I didn't want to continue on with the same exact bench everywhere. And I think having some simple designs mixed in with, you know, around the Hartley, we're probably going to have a fountain or a container that's a little bit more ornate in the center. And I don't want it to be too busy with too many details. I want some of it to look a little bit cleaner. So I am thrilled. And I'm also thrilled about the size of these pieces of cardboard. That's kind of weird, but we're getting ready to do a spring window reset down at the garden center, and we needed some big sheets of cardboard that didn't have print everywhere on them, and this is going to be perfect. I think this is going to do it. This is all we're going to need. So it will all be recycled and used elsewhere, which is great. So let's go ahead and get the other 3 benches unpacked, and then we will haul them over to the Hartley so we can kind of get an idea. Even though there's snow on the ground, we can kind of still see what they'll look like in that space and how they feel and how they fill the space. got them placed and I am loving it. Look at how beautiful these benches are back here. Now, of course, I can't get them all leveled and all of that, so I didn't spend a lot of time kind of placing them exactly. We've got to wait until the snow melts, and we are also bringing in a little bit more gravel to run right in front of the benches on either side of the boxwood beds here. But I just think they look so beautiful, and they frame in the space. Oh, also the 5-foot size I think is the proper proportion for the back of the Hartley. There's a whole bunch of different widths that you can get from this company, and I just felt like the 5 was going to be the right one. I'm glad it is. So you can see from this angle that the benches face one another. Their view will eventually be blocked a little bit or a lot, depending on what we decide to put right in the center. Be it a fountain or a container, whatever. It'll just be a really nice spot to sit on either side and just kind of enjoy the space. And I love the color of the benches up against the Hartley. I think the color of the wood is really complementary to the bricks. It's a nice warm look. And this is unfinished teak. On the website, there was a bunch of different options for finishes. Teak wood in and of itself is fairly immune to rotting just because of the high oil content of the wood, and that's why it's so favorable to use for outdoor furniture. We decided to go with unfinished because, one, the finish does add an extra cost and it's not inexpensive, and we're such a dry climate typically. I mean, I know there's snow on the ground right now, but we're so dry that I kind of want them to age a little bit with whatever moisture we do get, and the amount of moisture we get is not going to hurt these. If you lived in a super wet climate, I would probably consider some type of a finish, but I think it's going to be good here. Cheddar, you match. A new place for you to lay down. If I back up, you can kind of see the other one over there too. Isn't that beautiful? They show up a little bit better than the black benches as well. I did move those over here. Again, I can't get them level, but they actually look really pretty framing in the Hartley. We're gonna have a pillar about right there and right here on either side of the great big slab, the stone slab we have as a stair going down into the area, which you can hardly see at the moment. But if we backed these up even a little bit more, it might be pretty to have those mirroring each other right there. And you can see them a lot better out here versus up against the structure. Also, a lot of this is going to be patio right in here, so the rocking portion of these benches will work a lot better on a solid surface versus the gravel that they were on back there. They were never meant to be a permanent solution behind the Hartley. It was just what I could get my hands on. I already had one, and the garden center happened to have a second one, and I thought, oh, it'd be so pretty. We'll use the benches no matter what somewhere around the property, but it would be pretty to have something balanced back there for now, and I love the way these look. I love that kind of Gothic arch design on the back of the seats. As far as the other information on these benches, I mean, I know they're 5 feet wide, and I tried to look up on the website to see how much they weigh. It did say it was one of their heaviest benches, which I just lifted 4 of them, and I can tell you that they're awkward to lift by yourself. I could do it. If they were any heavier, I'd probably need some help with them. But they're not going anywhere. I did notice that there was a bunch of extra accessories too. Like if you have these on concrete, there were little anchor plates that you could attach to the bench and then attach into the concrete. And there's also covers you can get for them on all kinds of things. So anyway, time will tell how these hold up for us. But right now I'm impressed with them and I really think they're pretty. They feel stout, so that's good. I do want to head back to the greenhouse really quick because the chicken fodder is ready to go into the chicken coop. It's been ready for about the last week. I'll look up really quick just to see how many days exactly the chicken wheat has been growing, but it looks really good. I think they're gonna like it. Also, look at this gorgeous cardboard. As cardboard goes, this is gorgeous. It's not printed on, it's flat, it's clean. It's surprisingly hard to get a hold of cardboard that hasn't been ripped or folded or, there's stickers or print on it. So I was excited about that. That's just a wonderful kind of byproduct of today's delivery. Okay, we've got a bunch of green and flowering things in here. Here's our chicken fodder. Doesn't it look awesome? Look at that. See all those white roots? That's not mold. Oh, those are like little hair roots. It's amazing. So this has been growing for 18 days. The day I put it in, the seed in the trays was 18 days ago. Like I said, it was probably ready on day 10 or 11. I have already started a couple of new trays so you can see how far along these are. These are just need a little tiny bit more time. I mean, chickens would love this stage as well. but I thought we would give them at least one tray today, and I'll give them the next tray tomorrow so we can get a new batch going in here. It's looking pretty too. Okie doke.
Hey girls.
Hey. Look what I have for you. Well, I think they like it. Do you guys like it? Not Bev. She's holding out for mealworm. She's sitting right in front of me. Or something. What if you had your beak in? Oh my word. You want the good treats, don't you? And even from in here, you guys, look at the view. With the benches out there. Oh, I love it so much. And that is it for today's projects. I was just so excited to get out here and unpack those benches. Even with snow on the ground, I thought, oh, I could at least see what they look like behind the Hartley, see if they're gonna fit back there. I'm just so excited for this season. Oh, excited for new projects. You know, all the seeds that we have yet to start, all the plants that we're gonna be putting in. It's just gonna be the best season. I always think that at the beginning of every season. I'm just so excited. Anyway, guys, we will link the benches down below if you want to learn more about those. Again, I don't have any experience, like long-term experience with them other than what we've seen today, but I was just very impressed with how they packed them. One, I didn't have to put them together, which is a huge bonus. And two, they were unmarred. There was not a scratch, dent, anything on any of them. So I was happy with this whole experience today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye. There you go, Bev. Are you giving it a shot? They got some bagels too this morning.